Believe in mermaids? Hope that's not you, because they exist at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park off US 19 and State Road 50, just north of Spring Hill. Since 1947, the magic of the mermaids have been entertaining visitors at the 538-acre Springs Park. Come and watch in the 400-seat submerged theater, the Little Mermaid Show at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily. Weeki Wachee State Park offers mermaid shows, reptile shows, boat tours, and swimming in the pristine spring at Buccaneer Bay. Weeki Wachee State Park is a perfect backdrop for wedding receptions, birthday parties, picnics, meetings, retreats, family reunions, or just to relax on the white sandy beach. Step back in time when things were much simpler and enjoyable. Spend the day at an original theme park. Call 352-592-5656 or log on to wikiwachee.com for upcoming events, hours, and ticket pricing. Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, where mermaids do exist.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This time of year is an opportunity to solidify your business relationship, or it can provide an opportunity for a competitor to take your business. It's the time of year where you want to build your momentum for 2016 and strengthen all those relationships to make sure you're doing a great job for your quality and for your customer throughout the finish of the year and start off 2016 strong. You're listening to the Focal Point Show on Tan Talk 1340, and I'm your host, Gil Pinney. I'm your Focal Point business coach, and this radio show is to take your business to the next level. So if you run a business, large or small, get ready to take a lot of notes. We're going to provide a solid hour of business insights and strategies for success. This is a unique, one-of-a-kind radio show for Tampa Bay and for the state of Florida. The content of today's show concerns growing your business and the year end, and we'll see how Black Friday fits into that. We're also going to talk about the reverse trade show that we spoke about last week with Dr. Cynthia Johnson, and I hope many of you were able to attend, but if you're not, I will give you plenty of highlights of what went on and what kind of show it was, and you'll hopefully learn some things, and hopefully you can attend next year. Second, we'll talk about the Black Friday phenomenon, and it's creeping up, and it's been advertised now for several weeks. It's like Black Friday is now a month-long project instead of just a single day, but we're going to work on that. Third, what about those holiday celebrations for customers, for employees? How big should that celebration be, and when and where should you hold it, and what should you serve? Those are good topics for this time of year, as many of you are planning on doing that. And I have some statistics that we can talk about, and I think hopefully you're as amazed as I am with those numbers. Finally, if we have time, and we're in the gift-giving season, there are some myths about cell phones that I think it'd be good for us to debunk, and we'll do that so that you can be on the up and up when it comes to getting those Christmas gifts. I welcome all business leaders. We'll focus on you so that your business can grow without requiring more time from your already hectic schedule. As your business coach, I will challenge your conventional wisdom. This business coach will take you away from your comfort zone and help you visualize new opportunities. We want you to be part of our broadcast and get your questions answered by a professional. We are glad you're listening, but we'd also like to get your thoughts and questions. So if your business is not giving you everything you deserve, please give us a call. Our phone number here is 727-441-3000, or you can send me an email. It's gilpinney, GILPINNEY, @yahoo.com. This is the best way for you to get clarity for your business, help you participate, and clearly we thrive on your participation. Okay, we're going to start off with sports coaching. This is the fun part of the show where Chris and I get to interact. Jameis Winston. He has had his ups and downs this season, but he's been amazing He tied the rookie record with 5 touchdowns in Sunday's game against the Philadelphia Eagles. And he's really demonstrated positive improvement each and every week. So it's really been cool to watch this young man develop. Now, is this just his ability, or is he getting some other help? And as I asked Chris earlier today, who can tell me the name of his quarterback coach? His name is Mike Bajakian. Okay, and if I misspelled that, Mr. Bajakian, I apologize. But I'm pretty sure that's correct. And
but not many people know that.
I know. Everybody thinks it's Dirk Cutter. But, you know, the three of them work together. I'm sure Bajakian does helps Jameis on his mechanics and the other points of his game. But between the three of them, you know, he's got 2 coaches helping him see the things that he can't see. That's what coaches do. They look for tendencies, they look for weaknesses and strengths, help you build on those, reduce the weaknesses, turn those into strengths. And like with Jameis Winston, the key is continuous improvement. And from the first game to now, we're 10 games into the season. We're at 5-5. So he's made excellent improvement, and that's what you need from a business coach. So since every professional athlete has a business coach, isn't it a good time you started thinking about it to continually improve your performance and your competitiveness? Get that insight and advice to identify your strengths and your opportunities. I'll help you set these achievable goals and teach you how to track your progress and motivate you to make the very best of your business. Business coaching is great fun for me. It's work for both of us, but I'll tell you what, we provide a money-back guarantee, so your investment can be as low as nothing, but the amount that you will gain from this is invaluable. The initial consultation is absolutely free, so you can call my cell phone, 727-537-9680, and we'll get together with a time that works out mutually for both of us. Or you can send me an email, and again, it's gilpinney@yahoo.com, and we'll set that appointment and get you moving like Jameis Winston on the path of continuous improvement. And who thinks that Jameis Winston, when his contract comes up next time, it's not going to be for a lot more money than what he's making now? And that's the goal that we have as well, making sure your business life and your home life generates more profit for you. So imagine how you'll feel when you're in control of your life and your business as you build that legacy. Well, last week we talked in depth with Dr. Johnson about the reverse trade show. And I attended that briefly on Friday morning, and it was very crowded, so it was very good to see. It was held at the St. Pete College location down in Seminole, a very, very beautiful venue for that type of operation. Lots of room around the edges for people to talk, plenty of room in the center where the booths were set up on the edges so that people could sit and chit-chat. There were plenty of people from the Central Pinellas Chamber, St. Petersburg Chamber, and Upper Tampa Bay Chamber there, also from the Clearwater Chamber of Commerce. I saw lots of manufacturers, uniform supply people, office supply providers, and people that provided general goods for any particular company. The key thing for the people that attended, and I talked to several of them, is what they wanted to accomplish was develop new relationships through networking, basically with people who don't normally network. You don't see many government purchasing people or government people out in networking groups. So it was a good opportunity for them to do that. And also great was the opportunity for the people that attended to get leads to the decision makers within that particular part of the government. We're going to take a break in just a few seconds, and when we come back from that break, I'm going to give you the list of all the government agencies that were there. And like I said, so you can next year plan on attending this great reverse auction, and we'll see what happens when we get back after the break.
You try.
Arg, matey. When it's time for lunch, when it's time for dinner, when the show's over, when the day's over, when it's time to chill, where do we go? Over to Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub. It's literally in our backyard, right in back of the WTAN studios at 700 Eldridge Street, just north of downtown Clearwater. Just look for the broadcast tower. Nancy's food and atmosphere get rave reviews. The laid-back patio is a great place to hang out, dine, and listen to live music at night. And Nancy's one of the friendliest proprietors in town. And now, Nancy is serving Sunday Jazz Brunch from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. Brunch served with Eggs Benedict, crepes, waffles, lox and bagels, shrimp, oysters, and a build-your-own omelet. That's all at Naughty Nancy's Food Shack and Crow's Nest Pub, 700 Eldridge Street in Clearwater. That's right where Eldridge crosses the Pinellas Trail between Myrtle and Fort Harrison. Call 446-3717. 446-3717. You're listening to the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Big Mouth Rex Ryan brought the Buffalo Bills into New England to take on the Patriots. Tuesday on the Rocket Sports and Entertainment Show, we'll talk about that game. How did the Bills make out against the Pats? Roy Cummings will be on talking Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Will the Bucs make a playoff run? And what's going to happen to Quan Alexander? The football Final Four poll will be out. We'll have our predictions. It's the Rocket Sports and Entertainment Network Show, afternoons 2 to 4 on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Let's Go Bowling, heard on the Tan Talk Radio Network every Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 12 Eastern Time. Sponsored by 12 Strike and Innovative Ball Spinner. If you bowl, if you haven't bowled in a while, or if you never bowled, why don't you be one of 65 million people have bowled last year? Listen to the Tip of the Week. Bowling stars, old and new. Let's Go Bowling Show, GoBowlingShow.com.
Go yard is a metaphor used in baseball, meaning to hit a home run. Life struggles can make you feel like you just struck out. It's times like these that we need a little batting practice to pick ourselves back up and get back in the game. Whether you are dealing with marital issues, drug addiction, rebellious teens, anxiety, depression, or just generally having a bad day, call Mama Mac. If life has you down 0-2, before you strike out, learn to go yard. Go yard with Mama Mac on this radio station, Thursdays, 6 o'clock.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, business leaders, and those who are going to be in a short while because they're listening to this show. We do this show to build our community's economic engine, you, the small business owner. You are part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340. I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. If you have any questions or comments for us today, please give us a call at 727-441-3000 or send me an email at gilpinney@yahoo.com. We'd really like to do that. We'd like to hear from you. Prior to the break, we were talking about the reverse trade show and how people were milling and talking and networking through there with, again, government officials don't normally network, so it was really fun to watch the interaction between everybody and to also see that the government agencies were giving good, solid leads that went to the decision makers, and so that the information would flow from them to the decision maker and hopefully get some new business for the small business owners. I'll let you know who in the government was attending this show, and bear with me because there's a fairly long list. The St. Pete Clearwater Convention Bureau, the Real Estate Management Department of, again, these are all county government facilities. Had risk management there. The airport was there, Clearwater, or St. Pete Clearwater International Airport. The Pinellas County Purchasing Department. The Parks Air Quality Division. I spoke with those people. That's really a neat thing that we do here. We monitor the air quality every day throughout the year and send all that information up to the EPA. So it's really kind of neat. The community development area, health and human services, obviously the economic development people, and the small development center. Also, there was the clerk of justice, clerk of court was there, the sheriff's office was there, Office of Human Rights, the housing board, the school board, PSTA was there, and for the other local government agencies, we had the City of St. Petersburg, Hillsborough County Schools, HCC was there, USF, and Hart was also there. As far as the larger governments, state and federal, we had the Florida Department of Environmental Protection, we had the Small Business Administration, the Post Office was there, and the Women's Business Center. Tampa General was also there, TECO Energy was there, Bright House, Moffitt Cancer Center, and some good resources. The Hispanic Business Initiative was there, Gulf Management Systems, and then the Better Business Bureau was also there. So really some good inroads for companies that you may not think of on your normal everyday thinking about your business, but if you're a caterer, how could you do better than meet all these businesses, or not necessarily businesses, but government agencies that can clearly use your services. We also had, there was the Job Corps. I had forgotten about Job Corps. That program's been around a very long time. But for us in this area, if you're a small business owner, they provide certification programs for electricians, plumbers, and construction workers. So it's amazing that they take these young people, they move them in. It's just like a college. It's a residential college. They move the kids in there, train them until they get their ability up to where they can become certified in their field. And then once they get that certification, they help them find a job. So if you are a plumbing agency, electrical company, and you need future electricians, what a great place for you to get on the list to have future employees that are going to both stick around for a long time, they're going to be within our county for a long time, and also have the certification and qualifications in order to do the job effectively. Another agency that I spoke with was the National Drug-Free Alliance. Now, what does that have to do with anything? But in this case, if you create a drug-free workplace at your place of business, that has some real financial benefit for you. Because if you do that, you get a 5% reduction in your insurance premiums for your workers' comp. The other flip side is your employee health care costs go down, and you have a better chance of getting some federal contracts. Your employee absenteeism goes down. A number of other positive things that can happen to you by having a drug-free workplace. And what an easy way to get an extra 5% off of your workers' comp insurance, which is not always the least expensive thing of your expense budget. So think about that for a while. We also had at that reverse trade show an international business guide. The Pinellas County Economic Development has plans to expand our footprint in several other countries for goods that are made or sold within our area. They're doing a very good work with this, and next spring they're going to, I believe, Costa Rica and Mexico, and we'll have them on the show probably mid to late January in order to get all the details. So if you would like to sign up for that particular venture, you can do so. I think April is Costa Rica and May is Mexico. So it's excellent opportunity for everyone to participate and grow their business internationally, and who knows what else can come out of that. You can see new markets and new opportunities at that particular area. One final note on all this: if there's anything that I've talked about that you'd like more information on, please feel free to help. Feel free to ask for help from the Pinellas County Economic Development, and their contact information via email is businesshelp@pinellascounty.org. They will send you whatever information you need. They'll help you go to the proper agency. And all in all, what a great event this was, and hope to see you there next year. And we'll keep working toward expanding our business, both with the help of these government agencies, because they do a lot for very, very low cost to the user, and hopefully a high benefit for the overall county. Okay, it's now time for us to have some fun and talk about Black Friday. Black Friday's had so many different interpretations over the years, And it's a phenomenon that takes place, obviously, in the United States the day after Thanksgiving, when everybody is moving and going away from school and work to stores to hopefully start their Christmas shopping. Well, where did the term Black Friday come from? And it has nothing to do with, there was one group that said that it had to do with selling slaves the day after Thanksgiving. Well, that's not necessarily true. In the earliest context of the term Black Friday was around 1951, a very good year. And it came up,
I think you're starting to age yourself on air here, Gil.
It was when my grandmother was born.
Yeah, we got it. Okay, just wanted to clarify. Just making sure people don't. Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Okay. The context came out in around 1951, and the reason it became Black Friday is business owners began to call the day after Thanksgiving Black Friday because it was like the Black Plague, because very few people were showing up to work the day after, because in many cases you're off Thursday and then you'd work Friday and then you're off for the weekend. So why not make a 4-day weekend out of it? Many people thought. So they had a very difficult time getting people to work on that Black Friday.
Or in my case, you were in a food coma because you ate so much the day before.
That's correct. But it's amazing it goes back to that origin. Now, there's also another group that say, no. It really started in Philadelphia. And it's really hard to give Philadelphia any credit for anything, at least.
Yeah, because they can't even beat the Buccaneers.
That's right. They can't beat the Buccaneers. They stole our World Series from us.
The 76ers haven't won a game all year long.
That's right. They're going well, yeah.
Can't do anything.
Opposite the Warriors.
The Flyers are in second to last place. They're doing nothing. That city's terrible. They're going to burn that city down.
Yeah, wow. It's a nice city, but sports teams and their sports are just not up to snuff. And a lot of it's because I really don't like their fans. They think they deserve it, and any other team that comes in and beats them, they feel that they've been robbed. But in any case,
at least they don't have a prison in the football stadium anymore, because they used to have that. You know
really?
That, right?
No, at Veterans?
At Veterans Stadium, there was a jail in the stadium.
Oh, did they keep it when they built the link?
No. When they built the link, they got. I'm pretty sure they don't. It's gone. But they had and again, jail. I think it was more of like a holding area. But okay. It was, you would get arrested and you would sit there, and you're just there. They had a prison.
Well, they must have borrowed that from Europe. They have that in most European stadiums as well.
Start throwing them off the balcony.
Okay. Anyway, back to the Philadelphia police. Back in 1961. The Philadelphia Police Department started calling the day after Thanksgiving Black Friday, but they also added that Saturday was also a black day, and it was because they had to deal with all the mayhem and the headaches caused by all the additional traffic, both pedestrian and vehicle traffic, by the large number of people coming to their downtown area. And so that was their Black Friday, because they had to work longer hours, harder hours, take care of traffic jams, take care of the irritated people at the end of the day. So in Philadelphia, they began calling it Black Friday in 1961, just a few years after the original Black Friday of being sick. So those are just kind of the funny ways how Black Friday came to be. And what Black Friday means today is it's a day to shop. So it kind of goes back to the Philadelphia term. Black Friday's a day to not work and a day to get as many bargains as possible. But what do you do if you're the business owner and you're servicing, let's say you're a retail store? How do you compete with the big box discounts? You really can't. You're not buying at the volume they are, and hopefully you're not selling exactly the same goods. What you're going to provide as a small business owner is the product knowledge, the service, and the quality. And that's critical. And you got to let your customers know You will be there servicing after the sale, and you'll be a help much longer than the holiday season. Now, if you're a service company, that's air conditioners, plumbers, pest control, and of that type, you got to emphasize that your effort is to keep that retailer open and to keep them successful during this time period. And you want that customer to be a year-round customer. And so, that works for both the retail operation and also for the residential if you start getting some residential calls. So if you get a call and they want the lowest price when scheduling during this, and it's not necessarily a busy time for you, but if you want to keep that customer long-term, I would turn that business away if all they want is a low price, because they're not going to come back to you for maintenance or service. So that's a critical thing to remember during this time period when you really want to focus on service and drive that business into 2016. The other thing you got to watch, both either retail or as a conventional service company, is watch your inventory. The year end is coming quickly, and does it make sense now to run a mid-December, early December, mid-December sale in order to reduce that inventory rather than fight the large crowd of people that are going to have sales in mid-January and early January to reduce their inventory? So it may be something for you to think about and give your long-term customers a benefit, and also make it better for your new customers and hopefully build that base. Right now, we're going to go to break, and we'll talk to you on the other side. She said sugar sweet, she got me rapping in the beat, then I knew that she was hot. She was singing, don't turn around, that commissar's in town,
At the Oaks of Clearwater, you'll enjoy a lifestyle to fit your needs. From independent living, assisted living, memory care, and skilled nursing. Our exciting independent lifestyle is the perfect combination of freedom, comfort, and security. Enjoy total independence with peace of mind. Our independent lifestyle includes chef-prepared meals in our beautiful waterfront dining room, a continental breakfast, all utilities, including cable and telephone, housekeeping with linen service, scheduled transportation, including trips for shopping, local restaurants, theater, and more. Our activities program is second to none. At the Oaks of Clearwater, you'll enjoy affordable luxury waterfront senior living with $1 million view. Call today, 727-445-4069, and discover where caring, compassionate service really makes the difference.
Thousands of newspaper and magazine articles have been written about him. Countless TV programs have focused on him. Millions of arguments have been started because of him. Everyone has an opinion about him. The world will be listening as Imus speaks. Make sure your radio's tuned, that your alarm is set, as history waits for only one man, the I-Man.
The I-Man is back in Tampa Bay on the stations of the Tan Talk Network. Catch Imus in the morning, right here.
You may be owed some money. After 911 and 411, call 541. That's 727-541-1741. Call Gulfstream Motorsports for a diminished value report. Due to my 28 years experience in the auto salvage business, I'm very good with wrecks. So if your car's been involved in a wreck, call me for a diminished value report. Call 727-541-1741. You may be owed some money for the lost value of your repaired vehicle. And visit us at GulfstreamMotorsports.com.
Tune in to the book club with John Austin.
Well, I actually taught public speaking, as you probably know, in college for 7-8 years.
You could ask the questions and answer them yourself. I could just sit here.
You ask terrific questions, you listen, and it's just a joy to work with you.
Well, I love
go on the road, you know?
Right, well, I'd be happy to. And
you may not be able to go on the road, but don't worry, we bring the book club to you every Tuesday at noon, right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, business leaders and those who want to be. We do the show to build our community's economic engine, and that's you, the small business owner. You're a part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340, and I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. Please direct any questions or comments you have for us today. Call 727-441-3000, or please send me an email, gilpinney@yahoo.com. Well, prior to the break, we were talking briefly about Black Friday, where we got the name. Most likely it came from people just not showing up for work the day after Thanksgiving, and that became synonymous from business owners to being similar to the Black Plague, so they called it Black Friday. So that is the real reason. It had nothing to do with economics. I know a lot of people have also said it's Black Friday because that's when the small business owners and normal business owners for retail turn their inventory around and they become profitable at the end of the year. But that's not what the history says is the real reason. So we made that move. We know what Black Friday means. And Black Friday is an opportunity for many, many companies. Don't compete with the big boxes. They're going to beat you on price. Focus on what you do best, which is product knowledge, service, and quality. Maintain those three. You may not get the low-end customer, but you know what? The low-end customer will go to the next place for the next lowest price anytime, and they're not going to be loyal. You want the loyal, long-term customer, and that's what you'll develop during this holiday period if you provide that help to people that delivers the product to them when they want it, how they want it, and make them feel good about their purchase, knowing that it's going to last a long time. The second point that I made prior to break was looking at your inventory, especially if you're in a business like air conditioning. Look at that inventory and see how much you've got. If it makes sense to run a good special right now, you may develop customers that you may not have thought about before. It's a good time of year. People are going to think that they should get a reduced price. You can provide that reduced price, and you'll get your inventory in line so that you don't have to pay those taxes on it when it comes time next year. So think about both your personal income and your business income, because December 31st is looming quickly. We're 1 week away from November 30th, and then December starts. With that, the second subject on the holiday season I'd like to talk about is holiday parties. These are holiday parties at work. A recent study by Challenger, Gray, and Christmas, and it's kind of ironic, that's the last name, but the statistics really, really amazed me. The statistics that they share include, if I can get my paper apart here, is how many companies plan on holding holiday parties. 77% said they would hold holiday parties. And then another 12% said they would hold holiday parties this year after not holding one for a long time. So that's 89% of all companies have Christmas parties. Now, when I was working in this area back in the late 2008, 2009, many companies had done away with holiday parties. And it's really good to see that they're bringing these back, and in a different fashion, I must say, but they're bringing them back. It's a good reward. It's a good mechanism for everyone in the company to mix, get together, and get to know each other a little bit more socially rather than just the business side. But if anyone in the audience thought that the number would be that high, I commend you, because in my mind, the number was really much lower than that, and I would have guessed it somewhere between 35 and 40%, but to see it at 89 is just shocking. So that is really a cool bit of data. The other portion is, okay, how much are people going to spend? And how much? So they have a fixed budget, and from last year to this year, they're all 76% are going to spend the same amount of money. The amazing part is almost 20% are going to spend more than they did last year. Now that's a key indicator, because that says that many companies are doing better than what they were last year. They're finishing fairly strong, and they want to give some of that back to the employees so the employees can see that things are clearly getting better and that they're highly valued. So that is really a good piece of information. The last piece of that is, okay, when and where are these parties? And do you cater them or do you have potluck? Well, 60% of the companies responding are going to cater the event. The other 40% are going to have the potluck situation, which means you're going to have all your employees pitch in, everybody makes a dish and brings it and passes it around. So obviously that keeps the expenses down. Where are they going to hold these? 30% hold the party at the on the company premises. And almost 55% have only the employees invited to the party. The more shocking number for me is that 41% of the companies serve alcohol at the parties. So that would imply that they're allowing alcohol on the premises, and I clearly do not ever recommend that, particularly if you have an office with a no drinking policy.
Wait, so 41% of company parties
have alcohol.
Have alcohol. And what was the percentage you said are hosted at on-site?
On-site is 30%.
Okay, well that doesn't necessarily mean, that could mean 70, okay, so 70% of the 70% are off-site. The 41% could all be amongst that 70%.
Could be.
So you may not have to worry about there being...
I was just issuing the caution.
But yeah, that would be kind of weird, right? But I mean, it depends on where you work too. I mean, what if you work in a hotel? If you're having your party at the hotel...
The difficult part comes in is if an employee is not allowed to drink at work. Now, regardless of what their job is, if they're not allowed to drink at work, how do you break that policy for a party among people at the workplace? It's much easier to have alcohol off premises than it is to have alcohol on premises.
Right, but I also think that the rule isn't you're not allowed to drink at work. It's you're not allowed to drink while you're working.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, again, use the hospitality example. I mean, people who work at a resort or at a hotel, they're not allowed to drink while they're working, but on a Saturday afternoon, if they go to the beach and they want to go to the, tiki bar and have a drink, even though they're an employee of that place. Mm-hmm. Sometimes, but to your point, sometimes you're not allowed to even do that.
They're off duty, yeah.
Sometimes you're not even allowed to do that. If you work there at all, you're never allowed to go there and drink. So, I mean, it is a little, awkward at times.
Yeah. Oh, as I said, some of the other amazing numbers from the survey, as I said, well over 50% have employees only. 30% allow you to bring your family or spouse or partner.
That's it? 30%?
30%. And others, 35% hold the party in the evening or weekend. 65% hold the party during the workday. 65% hold the party during the workday.
That's terrible.
That's a lot. So that's where you get, it's really strange for me about how many are alcohol, because there you definitely have alcohol involved, but it's off premises. But the way you limit that is to issue drink tickets to people, so everybody gets 2 drink tickets. That way you don't have to worry about the company being responsible for somebody drinking and driving or doing something that, wearing the lampshade and embarrassing themselves or doing something crazy like that.
Have you ever worn the lampshade?
No, I haven't. I haven't found one that fits properly.
Yeah, there you go. All right. Cover yourself well there, Gil.
I haven't found one that fits just right. But Christmas parties or holiday parties can be a real good way to bring your staff together. So I'm not putting them down. It's just make sure you think it through, how you do it, where you do it, and again, get some good employee involvement. What you really want to do is make sure you spend your money wisely. And how is spending that money wisely? Well, make sure that you're creating memories of good times. That's what you want at these. Take lots of pictures. Make sure everybody enjoys themselves. Gear the party to enjoyment, not to anything else. So we'll talk more when we get back from break.
If you would like to become a wholesale buyer of the premium quality longevity products you hear about right here on the Tan Talk Radio Network for personal service, you can call Pete Greenway at 501-538-3160. That's Pete Greenway at 501-538-3160. And remember to tell him Lola sent you. Or you can go online at tantalkhealth.com. That's tantalkhealth.com. Here's to your health and longevity.
Hi, it's Sawyer from the Dolphin Tale movies. Now is the perfect time to visit the world-famous Clearwater Marine Aquarium. Millions have seen us around the world, and now you can experience what we do in person. Come and reconnect with Winter and her fun-loving movie co-stars, Hope, Mavis, and yes, that crazy bird Rufus. Immerse yourself into the world of marine life rescue with the behind-the-scenes tour. Explore the film sets, and don't miss our free boating adventure. Save time in line when you buy tickets at seawinter.com. Kids only $16.95.
Some people don't believe in mermaids. Hope that's not you, because they exist at Weeki Wachee Springs State Park off US 19 and State Road 50, just north of Spring Hill. Since 1947, the magic of the mermaids have been entertaining visitors at the 538-acre Springs Park. Come and watch in the 400-seat submerged theater, the Little Mermaid Show at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. daily. Weeki Wachee State Park offers mermaid shows, reptile shows, boat tours, and swimming in the pristine spring at Buccaneer Bay. Weeki Wachee State Park is a perfect backdrop for wedding receptions, birthday parties, picnics, meetings, retreats, family reunions, or just to relax on the white sandy beach. Step back in time when things were much simpler and enjoyable. Spend the day at an original theme park. Call 352-592-5656 or log on to wikiwachee.com for upcoming events, hours, and ticket pricing. Weeki Wachee Springs State Park, where mermaids do exist.
Are you suffering from IRS problems? Do you owe back taxes you can't pay? Is your paycheck or bank account being levied? Or maybe you haven't filed tax returns in years and simply don't know what to do. This is Darren T. Mish to tell you that if you're tired of IRS problems hanging over your head and are ready for a fresh start, we may be able to help. Call the law offices of Darren T. Mish at 888-GET-MISH, 888-GET-MISH. I can help you file old tax returns, work to release tax liens or stop wage levies, even negotiate deals to pay off back taxes at a discount, sometimes for pennies on the dollar. Hey, let's face it, these days it's not hard to get into tax trouble. A divorce, failed business, health problems, you name it. The point is, IRS problems may be solved if you're willing to take the first step. Call for a free consultation at 888-GET-MISH. That's 888-438-6474. Or go to the web at getirshelp.com, because the one sure thing is, IRS problems don't solve themselves, so get MISH. 888-438-6474. Principal Office, Tampa.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Welcome back, those who want to become great business leaders. We do this show to build our economic engine in our community, which is you, the small business owner. You are part of the Focal Point Radio Show on Tan Talk 1340. I am Gil Pinney, your Focal Point business coach. And please, if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, concerns, please give us a call at 727-441-3000, or please send me an email, gilpinney@yahoo.com. Easy, straightforward. Okay, before we go into our final thing about cell phones, I'm going to go through and talk about what we do as coaches. Hopefully you've learned a little bit today about, holiday parties, when to have them, why to have them, make sure they're memorable, make sure you spend that money wisely, make sure you get a good team effort, and that people feel positive about the experience. That's what it's all about, is giving people a very positive experience about the company that they work for. So you've learned that. We need to create our Black Friday. That was kind of fun, learning that it's because people of absenteeism. We need to make sure that we're leaders throughout the year. And we got 2016 coming upon us, and each leader really needs to be a professional. And just like professional athletes, every professional needs a coach. The coach will provide you with an outside look at your performance that you frankly can't see. I'm always available for a free consultation. Be professional. Contact me as soon as you can. Send me an email, again, gilpinney@yahoo.com, or give me a call, leave me a voicemail, 727-537-9680. For those that you are cost conscious, having a business coach fits any budget. We do one-on-one coaching, we do group coaching. There's a variety of different ways we can customize a program to fit your time, your personality, your schedule, and your company. There is no reason not to have a coach and have somebody walk you through or help you through situations that you can improve your overall business by, how you can grow that business. So even a larger company, if you want to put on a couple of workshops, if you want to grow your revenue, set goals, do time management, think about doing some strategic planning, look at building a stronger, better team. Again, contact me, 727-537-9680. There's no risk for you. We give a money-back guarantee, and imagine how you'll feel with more and better results from your business. And since we're in the Christmas season with mistletoe hanging around, this is just like the feeling you had when you worked really hard for that first kiss from that very special person. So with that, please send me your information, and we will be working our way together. Next, we're going to talk about cell phones and cell phone batteries and the myths and mysteries around those things. The first we're going to talk about are the batteries and the 5 big myths about smartphone batteries that we'll see if they're true or false. Are you ready? Here we go. Keeping your phone plugged in damages the battery. Everyone's heard this before. Keeping your phone plugged in all night when you go to sleep will overwhelm your handset, damage the battery, and keep it from holding a charge. The truth is, not so. Your smartphone is just that. It's intelligent enough to recognize when your battery's fully charged, and when it does, it stops taking power into the battery. So there's absolutely no truth to the thought that if you keep your battery plugged in or your phone plugged in all the time, it's going to cause the battery to die. Number 2 on this list, charge your phone only when the battery is dead. In other words, talk until the battery goes all the way dead, and then and only then should you charge it. Well, again, not a lick of truth in this. The lithium-ion batteries that we have today, they supply the kind of power that all of our devices use, and they don't have the memory effect that the old batteries did, which were the nickel cadmium and a nickel metal halide, which used to be the greatest thing since sliced bread, but now with the lithium ion, they don't have that. That memory effect was said to kick in when you charged the phone before it was completely empty, and then you went back and forth, and you always lost a little bit until the battery eventually died, which was true about those batteries. But guess what? We're now in 2015, and it's no longer true. So another errant thing. So the next one that is the number 3 rumor is charging your phone kills its battery over time. And this one's a little bit true. The fact is, lithium-ion batteries do lose the amount of power they can hold within each charge cycle. But as Apple explains, a charge cycle has nothing to do with how often you charge the battery. Rather, it's actually how often the battery discharges 100%. So let's say you discharge your phone battery by 50% one day and then recharge it overnight. The next day you do the same thing. Well, those 2 days of discharging half of your battery adds up to one charge cycle. So, yes, your battery will lose capacity over time, but not as quickly as you might have thought. We're talking years and years here, folks. So it's a little bit true, but I don't think you're going to keep your cell phone for 7 to 10 years. Here's another one I've heard from several people. Don't use your phone while it's charging. This myth says that if you use the phone while it's charging, you're going to get electrocuted, or it's going to mess up your brain waves. All kinds of cool stuff if you use it while it's charging. Guess what? Not going to happen. The only reason you might really be electrocuted is if you're charging your phone while you're using it in the bathtub, or you're charging it with some kind of cheap knockoff charger that costs you $3.12. So if you're sitting at your desk or texting or talking on your phone while it's charging, using the charger of the brand that your phone is, you're absolutely safe. That said, if you need to charge your phone quickly, your best bet is to leave it alone while it's plugged in, because obviously it takes longer while you're discharging and recharging. So the longer the screen's on, the more power it takes. But you can use it, no problem, no issue. The fifth and final is using third-party chargers will ruin your phone's battery. And actually, as I said earlier, that's a little bit true, because if you use a knockoff, it may not be as good. So in this case, using those chargers made by inappropriate third-party vendors, so if they're super cheap and not approved to work with your particular phone, you in fact could hurt your battery, and most likely through the connector, because the connector is what in many cases is a problem when you're putting that unlicensed knockoff in there. It may not come to the same specs as your original phone, and therefore cause you to have a problem. So of the five, this one is the most true, and it basically says don't be a cheapskate when it comes to buying your replacement parts for your phone to charge it. Let's wrap up what we did today, okay? We got a little over a minute and a half, and we will do that very quickly here. We began today talking about all the features that the SBDC has for us within Pinellas County. Excellent programs, lots of training available. I spoke a little bit about the Job Corps, what it brings to the county in training young people to become apprentices, or not apprentices, but certified electricians and plumbers and construction workers. Excellent work. We talked for a little while about how our county is pushing very strongly to get us involved internationally, putting together at least 2 next year missions to other countries, those being, I believe, Costa Rica and Mexico, to generate more business. The most recent one was to Canada, where they generated a new revenue for our county of over $4 million for those that went up there. So this is not something that's a fly-by-night outfit. It really does work out well. The opportunity at the Reverse Trade Show had a number of opportunities for small businesses with meeting and getting to know the government officials involved. Really a good thing. As we talked a little bit earlier, we talked about Black Friday, how that got its name because of absenteeism. And that's one of the really funnier ways to get a Black Friday, is comparing it to a bubonic plague and thinking that that's what caused it. But in any case, we then spoke about holiday parties, how critical they are, and how important it is for the business owner to make sure that they're memorable. So with that, next week, what do we have on tap for next week? Well, we'll have a lot more business insights and strategies. So our topic next week will how to deal with the hustle and bustle of the holiday season. We'll talk time management. Tune in next week, same time, right here on Tan Talk 1340.
WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
2 seconds.
American travelers on alert. Brussels remains locked down. I'm Ann Cates. A warning has been issued for Americans headed overseas. Correspondent John Stolness.
The State Department is warning Americans of the possible risks of traveling abroad due to increased terrorist threats. The alert lasts for 90 days and will expire on February 24th of next year. In a statement, the State Department says terror groups like ISIL, Al-Qaeda, Boko Haram, and others continue to plan terrorist attacks in multiple regions around the world. It's not a travel ban, however. Instead, they're urging Americans abroad to be more vigilant when in public places or when using transportation, especially during holidays and at public events. John Stolness, Washington.
Brussels will stay locked down for a fourth day tomorrow over fears of an imminent terror attack, with the city on its highest alert level. That means schools and the subway system will not be operating on Tuesday. Belgian authorities haven't released any information about 4 suspects who've been arrested on terrorism offenses. I'm Ann Cates. President Obama meets at the White House tomorrow with French leader Francois Hollande to discuss ways to topple ISIS. Correspondent Bob Costantini.
The United States is doing its part, White House spokesman Josh Earnest said ahead of the visit. Indeed, American planes have carried out most of the Western nations' airstrikes against ISIS.
There is more that our European partners can do in terms of improving the quality and quantity of information that they share with one another, but also improving the amount of information that is shared with the United States.
But the president's policy has been based on trying to get regional nations and local militias to do the ground forces work some Republicans say will eventually fall to the United States. Bob Costantini, Washington.
Federal Reserve Chairwoman Janet Yellen says while many savers are frustrated by years of low interest rates, it was needed to bolster the economy after the Great Recession. Yellen says low interest rates help create millions of jobs by lowering borrowing costs for businesses and consumers. I'm Ann Cates.
I'm in almost every school